ActiveCampaign GravityForms. In this video, we're going to talk about how to push answers you collect from GravityForms into your ActiveCampaign account. So let's dive right in. To start with, you're going to need to purchase GravityForms, and you can do so at GravityForms.com. You don't need to do anything licensed beyond the basic to accomplish what we're going to do, but kind of the key thing is you're going to want to download the GravityForms core. And you're also going to want to download under basic add-on downloads, the ActiveCampaign download right there. So you should have 2 zip files that get downloaded to your computer. Additionally, you're going to need to have the license. So then when you go into WordPress, you're going to install those plugins. You just want to go here, you want to click on Add New, Upload Plugin, go find the first zip file, upload it, install it now, and you'll be prompted for some things, for instance, the license ID for the core file. And then for the ActiveCampaign, you want to do the same thing. You want to choose the file and install now. So when you're done there, you will have something that looks like this. You'll want to go to Settings, and you should have already put in your support license key, but it needs to be in there for this to work properly. And you should also see ActiveCampaign over here on the left side. Click on ActiveCampaign. There's 2 pieces of information you need to make sure the connection between GravityForm and ActiveCampaign works. That's your API URL and your key, which you can find inside your ActiveCampaign account. You want to scroll down on the left side, click on Settings, go to Developer, and copy the URL right there. Back to ActiveCampaign settings in your WordPress site for GravityForms. Then back into ActiveCampaign again, grab the key, and then go ahead and click API key, paste that in there, and then click Update Settings. So now the connection between GravityForms and ActiveCampaign is working. Now, before we set up a form, you want to know kind of the questions you're going to ask. And I'm going to show you how I would set up, because you want to be able to push the information that you collect from here into your user's profile in ActiveCampaign. So for instance, I'm going to ask questions: are you a man or woman? And do you want to how much weight do you want to lose? I could ask more questions, but I'm going to keep it to those. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start with ActiveCampaign. I'm going to go to Lists, and I'm going to go to Manage Fields. And I want to create those questions effectively in a section, in a group. And let's just call it Survey. So I'm going to click on that, type in Survey, and then I'm going to add a field. And the first one's going to be called Gender. And as much as possible, I try to keep this to 1 word. I know it's not absolutely critical, but I would suggest doing that as much as possible. It's going to be a text input field. So I'm going to go ahead and say Add. And you know what? Did I even put that in the right place? I did not. So let's go fix that. So I want to go ahead and edit that, and I want to put it into Survey. So let's get rid of that. And then, of course, I could add more than this. So I'm going to say how much weight. That's all I'm going to say, weight. It could be weight loss, but I'm just going to do weight. And this time I will put it in there. It's going to be a text input. It's not going to be a drop down. It may be a drop down inside GravityForms, but here in general, the only fields I want are text input and date. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click on Add. Now again, I could add more and more custom fields here if I wanted to, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm only going to ask 2 questions. Now I want to go back into WordPress, and I'm going to create a new form. I'm going to call it weight loss. And no need to give a description unless you want. This one I think self-sufficient. And I need to start asking questions. Now, what's critical here is you have to have the email field. It's kind of busy looking here, but all you really have to do is come over to here, start clicking on something. So I want to go to Advanced Fields, Email. And I think I want to make it, I know I want to make it required. This absolutely has to be there for this to work. So that's important. Placeholder, I think, is a good thing. Your email address, you@email.com. And you know what? If you want to be absolutely certain, I would do something like this. Enter your best It's required, and I've put a placeholder in. So I'm going to click on update. So right there, again, you can make this look better than what I'm doing right here. So I've got 2 questions. Gender is one of them. And you know what? I'm going to make that a drop down. So I'm going to put it right in here. And the first choice is, let's say, woman. And what do we do? Oh, no, this is gender. Are you a man or woman? And you know what? That might be this. Anyways, just watch what happens here. Let's see. Are you a man? Actually, let's do this. So there, then we have kind of a description, placeholder. I don't think it's appropriate. So I'm going to say select. Let's do something like this. And then back to here. And the first choice is going to be woman. Second choice is going to, oops, maybe I could spell. That would help. And I am going to get rid of that third choice now. Say goodbye to that. And probably do want to make it required. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, because I do want to collect this. And you know, I really wanted that other placeholder to show up, but it doesn't look like it's going to, but we'll take a look in a minute. So anyways, there's my second question. I'm going to go ahead and update. And then the third one is, how much weight do you want to lose? And this really should be a number field. So I'm going to say, and what do we got? Let's do this. I'm just going to call it weight. How much weight do you want to lose? How much weight? Right, okay. And let's see, let's say the min is 0, the max is min. I don't think anybody's going to want to lose 1,000 pounds, but what the heck. And it is going to be required. We want to have a placeholder. Okay. And there we go. So that is set up. The form is ready to go. It's not super pretty. Oh, good. It says select. How much weight do you want to lose? I should probably give an example. So I'm going to go back here. Example, I'm going to say 20. Someone can't put in 20 lbs or 20 kgs or anything like that. Next thing, here's the fun part. So if we go into ActiveCampaign, add a feed. So let's call this, what did we do in here? We called it survey. So I'm going to call it survey. And I'm going to put people on a list. I don't think this is required. I'm going to put them on my main list. And then here's the magic. So I want to match up stuff here. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is the critical one, email, or else it really doesn't work. And now what I want to do is I want to go down here to gender, select a field. And this is why I kind of name them the same inside GravityForms and inside ActiveCampaign. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on this, go down to weight, and I am going to put that into weight. I would recommend adding a tag. So for instance, customer dash weight loss dash survey, something like that. And you know what, I think I'll leave that there. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, I think it will. Let's do that. Enable condition. So that is it. So if somebody completes this, they're going to get their email address passed into ActiveCampaign, put on the main list, and this information about gender and weight will get pushed into ActiveCampaign. So let's do that. To implement this, I'm, for instance, going to create a page. Surprise, surprise, survey. And I want to add a form, and I think I've only got one form, weight loss, and I'm not going to worry about these other options. I'm going to click on insert form. I don't think it's super pretty, but you can make it and then go ahead and publish. So let's go ahead and open this in a new tab. There's the email. If I was to click on submit, it wouldn't work because it's saying, hey, you got some required information that you need to put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, dwoodingplustest1@gmail.com. Before I do that, let me see if I'm actually using that email. I kind of want to start out clean on this one. Oh, I am using it. Good for me. So let's see. I do not have Come on, right there. So notice there's nothing in there right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish this survey. I'm a man. I want to lose, let's say, 100 pounds, which isn't true, but let's go with it. There we go. Now let's go into here, and I'm looking for some information in the survey field. And notice it added the tag, and then the gender is updated to man. Now the great thing is, if I'm going to have, for instance, like a phone call with somebody, I have this information readily available inside my ActiveCampaign that I can reference when I speak to somebody. So that's how you integrate ActiveCampaign with GravityForms.